Marvel's Spider-Man 2. One of 2023's biggest releases, and a game that, as you may recall from that point in time, I couldn't get very far in without the need for additional sighted assistance. For those of you that have been watching my live streams on Twitch and on YouTube, you may remember that I had said I would cover these updates that were at the time in development. And if you've been craving further information, I have good news for you. This video will cover what's new and what's changed, because you might be surprised. Let's go through 3 big improvements that have come to Marvel's Spider-Man 2, courtesy of Insomniac Games as of March 2024. And as for that pun, yes, I know it was terrible. I will see myself out. Screen reader. When Insomniac Games announced they were adding a screen reader to their latest web-slinging adventure, I was curious, definitely, but also a little skeptical, it must be said, as to what might be included. After all, menu narration has been known to be rather complicated to retrofit or even implement at all, dependent of course on a variety of factors. However, as you will see from the upcoming clip, the screen reader actually goes far beyond what I think most were expecting, as it not only covers the menus, tutorials and boot screens, but it also covers things like the FNSM app, the map, and even the skill trees and move lists, so you know exactly what you're doing to your enemies as you punch them in the face, dodge under their legs and then web them to the nearest wall. But here's a little example of just how the screen reader works in practice.
Dodge under, vertical list, 6 of 96, square button, or triangle button, circle button, punch or web strike an enemy and dodge toward them to slide under their legs. This opens them up to back attacks. This is great against shield enemies. Right, long dodge, vertical list, 7 of 96, circle button, cross button, jump after dodging to extend your dodge even further. Great for getting out of area of effect attacks. Right stick, off the wall attack, web strike, vertical list, 9 of, web strike follow up, vertical list, 10 of 96, triangle button. After contact with enemy, square button, immediately after landing a web strike, attack an enemy to hit them with a quick jab. Right.
Audio description. Audio description is a crucial part of video game accessibility, at least when you have no sight and you can't see what's going on in the cutscenes. This secondary track, used in films, in theatre, and on TV as well, is designed to give that visual information that otherwise can't be obtained other than through things like text transcripts and the like. In terms of Spider-Man 2 specifically, much like the screen reader, we all knew this was coming, but we hadn't heard any examples of the AD in this title before the release of this update, save for a singular trailer showing the game's title card cutscene. Now this feature is part of the game in full though, I can safely say that Insomniac Games, in conjunction with Descriptive Video Works, or DVW, have knocked it out of the park once again, with a script very much worthy of the Marvel name it's attached to. Well-crafted writing combined with finely honed delivery make for what I feel amounts to, in no uncertain terms, a playable interactive superhero experience. The fact that the QuickTime events, or QTEs, are also described means that in both playable and non-interactive sequences, you will be able to follow the story pretty much like anyone else, aside from the few moments, mostly later on in the game, that aren't described purely because you're actually playing while they occur. Here's a quick clip of a fantastic QTE sequence. This is the raw footage, but I did also react to this on stream as well, and it is absolutely brilliant.
Peter scales the tower as it smashes through the track with a speed demon roller coaster. Cars full of people pull toward the gap.
Triangle button.
Peter helps civilians off the front row of the coaster.
It's gonna be okay.
The coaster tips forward over the missing track. Peter webs it up, barely holding it in place.
Hold, left stick down left, hold, right stick down left.
Peter attaches a web from the front of the coaster to the intact track, immobilizing it. He then leaps toward a second coaster. He lands on the coaster.
Don't worry, I've got you!
Peter catches a crossbow bolt.
Circle button.
He dodges shots from hunters. Peter flips toward them.
L1 button. R.
He redirects a rocket onto the hunters, then lands on the coaster. It barrels toward the first one.
Navigation. As a gamer without sight, one thing I hoped for, but hadn't necessarily counted on being present, were improvements to navigation without the need for assistance. As much as look at waypoint as a feature is useful, something was missing for me. Specifically, my distance from the current objective and which direction I had to go to get there. Enter the audio point of interest locator, or POI feature. This clicking indicator-like sound allows you to not only manually look at the waypoint you're trying to get to and yes, for those of you that are wondering, it does work with the on-scan functionality as well, but it also lets you understand not only how far away you are from your destination, but also which way you need to face to begin your journey. This objective system even factors in the height of the current waypoint, as well as if it's in any reverberant spaces, for instance, inside an air vent. But here's a couple of quick clips of this system in action. Firstly, here I'm manually looking at waypoint, so the camera is turning under my instruction to get me where I need to go. And here's a quick one of the game automatically turning my camera to initiate what I feel is a more fluid experience, personally. I hope this little update video has got you excited for the future of accessibility again. It's always great to see more innovations in the gaming space, whether it's from newcomers or long-established studios. As always though, with a great experience like this, having completed the entirety of the main story, with sighted assistance being required in only a couple of specific missions, I'm now left wondering, what's the next game this year that will give me this level of agency, or hopefully greater? With that question hanging in the air, I will leave you all be, and if you have any questions about the features I've shown today, do feel free to let me know and I will answer what I can. And should you wish to find out what Royal National Institute of Blind People, RNIB, are doing in the gaming space, you can email the UK-based sight loss charity at gaming@rnib.org.uk, and you can also go to their Design for Every Gamer initiative page, that is rnib.in/design for every gamer. I've been Sightless Combat. Have a great rest of your day, whatever time it is in your part of the world, whatever time it is where you are. Stay safe, take care, and I look forward to seeing you all on the next video. Thank you very much for watching, and please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe.